I know this is off topic, but dating in your mid 50s, well, actually, close to 60, I never talk about it. Am I dating anyone? Does this have anything to do with my diet? Maybe a little. Let's get into it. Welcome, everyone, to my very humble channel. Let's get right on into this subject of dating and diets. Now, the reason why I'm even talking about who I'm dating or not is because the client this morning was asking, who are you dating and why don't you ever talk about it? And then I thought about this question because it's been asked before lately. It's very bizarre. Now, we are going to make this very abundantly clear because I put on my very sexy outfit for this video. Oh boy, where do I begin? Over the years, I have not spoken about who I'm dating or not dating. I mean, I'm pretty much an open book. If anybody asks me directly, I give the answer. But to the internet, the complexities of how my brain works when it comes to very close relationships, it's a little different than most people. No, it's extremely different. The guy today in my consultation, he said, "Oh, you are like tough on the guys or something." And I actually said, I'm quite the opposite. I'm quite subservient and love to cook and help my dude out in every way. The problem is, because this is a problem. Well, first let's rewind. I'm not dating anyone. Not for a while. Not actually since I left Los Angeles. I mean, I don't really care. I have 6 animals now. Started with 1. Now I have 6. Then there's my mother. I'm building a house. I'm running a business. And putting my mind in that arena, just that alone wouldn't work. I barely have time to even sleep, brush my teeth, and do the most simplest of things on a daily basis. But let's go more into it. I always knew that for me to get married and have children, it's a one and done. It's not a married and divorced and separation. For me, your partner is your life partner forever. And if this person or people that I meet are not my partner, I'm not settling for anything or for anyone. Putting space into evolving yourself as an individual is so profound. I mean, I can't even describe my journey as a person on this planet, how much I've gotten to know myself. Once you bring another person into the mix, you have to know who you are so you don't become hyper dependent on someone that is not healthy for you as an individual. So you have to be healthy. And then the person who you choose also must be healthy. And I don't mean just eating diet healthy. I mean mentally and physically, emotionally, a healthy person. That is like looking for some secret scroll. That's literally a needle in the haystack. And I have hay. Trust me, it's hard to find. It's so weird when you get that question, because when I was younger, I could answer it rapid fire. Ever since the whole Slovid rhymes with, it was the worst experience ever. I literally was trying to survive there with a horse who ended up getting sick, and I was around ratchet people. Now, not everyone. There were some gems in that history. And then I moved to Tennessee. But now I'm like, no. People here are so nice. When I was living in Los Angeles, I'm like, can't I meet a guy who's just has a normal job, who's not an actor or a model or an entrepreneur or a musician or something? And then you meet them, you're like, oh boy, we have nothing to talk about. I mean, I've traveled, I've lived abroad, and then I'm a weird, different type of person on top of that. To be honest, what's happening in the world today is frightening. But what's more frightening is that people don't see it. If I hear one more person say, I don't like talking politics. What? You don't like talking about what affects you every day? What you eat, what you breathe, what you drink, how you live, how much freedom you have? And you want to date me? No. That's why I never talk about it. What's there to talk about? It would take somebody very, very special for me to find this naive curiosity that I used to have. Someone you can't put in a box. Someone who keeps surprising you with nuances, because people are so predictable. I'll do consultations. People want to change their health. When I start explaining what they might have to do to change, like today, I had a consultation with a young girl. She was having a second one, and I was asking her if she was hitting her 2 liters of water a day. And she said, well, my 2-liter water bottle broke, so no. And I said, okay, but you're having chronic constipation now, and you're dehydrated. Plus, she needs to flush the toxins and hydrate the cells. And she looked at me like I had 3 heads. I was like, you got to drink at least 2 liters. Because people doing low carb dehydrate a lot faster. We have leaky gut. We are not from the past. Our guts, we're not absorbing sodium, potassium, magnesium. People are dehydrated, and it shows. And I said, you got to drink water. You're going to develop low blood pressure. And I was thinking, am I actually having this conversation? She's doing so many things right, but just cup up to mouth and drinking more became like a point of contention. Now, can you imagine me talking to a man where I don't want to fuss over somebody who's not maximizing their life potential, because life is too short. People are like, oh, you're picky. Picky? Are you in the Matrix? I'm trying to survive here. I am trying to squeeze every drop out of life before I go. I don't want to take for granted 1 second of this precious life. I can't be around anyone who does that, who sits and scrolls on their phone and watches sports on television. Yes, because these things are designed to pacify you, entertain you. Now, I like movies and all that, but always note that it's suggestive programming to sit on your ass and take in what they give you. You want to have conversations. I want to have conversations with a man where you can express this stuff and then laugh your ass off. And then talk about anything, learning stuff, doing stuff, having great experiences, getting excited for life, even though it's weird, a weird time. People are like, oh, this is some of the best times. I'm like, oh, no, it's kind of weird. To answer that guy's question, why aren't I talking about my dating? It's because I'm not. And it's not that I'm opposed to it, not whatsoever. There is that innate need to cohabitate. What I'm not messing around with broken humans that aren't willing to evolve, because you don't have to be a perfect person. If you were happy selling avocados on the side of the road and you were just this amazing, powerful, enlightened, secure person, I'm good with it, because it's not about money. That does not impress me whatsoever. Popularity, none of it does. But somebody who has a sense of self-respect, somebody who takes care of themselves and takes pride in it. I don't want to argue with somebody with like, why are you drinking coffee? You're chronically having issues from it, for example. Generally. Why would I have that discussion? Somebody's having chronic fatigue and they can't sleep and they have GI issues and chronic dehydration. I'm like, well, if you ever thought of changing this, because I consult so many couples where the woman's like, oh, I give up. I don't live like that. That's not living life to the fullest. Having your best friend, I'm very romantical, is that you see those films where the man is like, saves the woman, protects the woman. Such a beautiful thing. Certain qualities that's difficult to find in one person, like all in one person. I can find beautiful qualities in anyone, but I don't want to cohabitate with them, because I come across as very strong. I am strong, but there's a clear vulnerable side that I love to show to someone who cares to care, like to experience that with you. If I didn't have a softer, vulnerable side, I wouldn't have animals. I'd be like, oh my God, they're just too much. Especially horses that go through health issues and cancer and all types of stuff. We have to learn how to be stronger so someone like me doesn't come across as so strong. And so like, oh, boss a guy around. I ain't bossing nobody around. At 57, I've learned I don't boss anybody around. You have a partnership. That's it. You work together. You work together, or you just improve yourself. This is the reason why you never hear me talk about cohabitation. I mean, in this town, I'm a friggin' alien. I don't think I'll meet anybody in this town. They are really satisfied with technology and TV and crappy food. Now the outside, being outside all day, I love all that. You know, building stuff and being outside and hunting and like really working with your hands, like that's amazing. But then they'll go inside to eat the worst food you've ever seen in your life. And then you'll be in California, you'll be like, oh no, I only eat grass-fed and pastured. And then they don't know how to friggin', you know, repair, I don't know, a hole in the wall. They don't know how to do anything. They don't know how to work with their hands. They don't know how to lift a weight. So moving out, I hate the word so, moving out of LA around all these beautiful men who are models and all of this was a very cathartic evolution of me to see that it is the quality of somebody's character and the passion in them, not just how they look. I don't want to be around somebody unhealthy, but I was around just drop dead gorgeous men and dating them, but they couldn't fix a doorknob. This is the reason why I come across as I do. I'm not talking about who I'm dating on the internet, because I'll be talking this way. I mean, how much can I reiterate the same thing? And then I'm getting off of what's really important, which is people in general learning how to respect themselves and then learning how to respect each other. You don't have to be perfectly wrapped in a bow for me to find you interesting, but you gotta have some opened eyes and some turned on ears in 2025, or no thanks. And let's not even get into this last subject. If you bought into the whole scleras, rhymes with the word, or schmacks, or maxed, or what does they call it? Jagged. If you bought into all of that, if you were scared about your grandparents, if you wanted to travel somewhere, if you wanted to keep your job, if I see a friggin' muzzle in a profile picture, it's a libido killer. It's an emotional connection killer for me. No. It is not attractive at all. Because then it's like me dating a vegan. It's never going to happen. Like me eating mostly animal foods and then trying to explain to a vegan how unhealthy it is. I'm not trying to change anybody else, and I'm not trying to give myself a headache. It's very sad because when I was younger, I always thought that I would have a couple kids by now, but I made a promise to myself I would never just have children and then get divorced, because I come from a family, parents of divorce. I'm never gonna do that. No. I see so many couples where the laws favor the women, and then I see deadbeat dads, and I just see people just losing themselves. I don't want to be so self-consumed that I would have a child and then break up with the father and deal with all that headache. No. You're a team, you're a family, and that's the only way I would ever roll. Point blank. As the Swedish say, punkt. Now I know most of you don't care about this subject, so if this video is well, if you got this far, then you're watching. But if it doesn't interest you, I get it. I really, really get it. But I've been getting this question lately, and it's not that I'm hiding any relationship. And I gotta say this, a lot of women know this. Any man that you see in a video, I'm not dating that man. My builders, I'm not dating my builders. They smoke cigarettes, they eat McDonald's. The best guys ever, hearts of gold, but they don't take care of themselves. And when you don't take care of yourself, you're not always a confident person. The men here don't eat well. They don't live healthy lives, and because the world's so weird, they don't understand the world, because most of them don't travel anywhere. Now, that's not to say that, and then there's men who are my age. I'm 57. Not all. For those men who are my age, calm down. But if you look and act like you in your 50s, I'm not interested. If your testosterone is down and you need to be on HRTs, or it would just never work. It's and that's another that brings down the dating pool. I forgot to say, yeah, if you've taken the schmacks, if you're low T, man going through andropause, so I tend to date younger, but I'm not even dating anyone, so there's no dating. There's my fur baby husband, child, Thunder. Yes, that's my dude. But yeah, and I think a lot of women can relate to what I'm saying. Women today are I run this place where I'm at. I employ 2 men. I put food on their table. I, take care of all these animals, and I do everything by myself. And I take care of my mom. I don't get the help from other family members. So you hate to always be strong, but if you're not, everything will fall apart. And that's why I come across this way. It takes a very special man to really see through the tough veneer and see that I'm like an egg. Harder on the outside, very soft on the inside. But yeah, you can see the way I criticize other gurus for not being honest, for pushing things like priming and stupid ideologies and not really thinking about the person. They don't realize how many people are watching them and just literally hang on every word that these gurus say. Someone said to me once, oh, I did Stephanie's diet, or in the comment section, it didn't work. I'm like, I don't tell you to do a diet. I warn you about the issues of doing anything. That's my diet. That's my mantra. Be careful. Here's a problem. Here's solutions. You're electrolyte deficient. Balance your electrolytes. You have low testosterone. Don't scrimp out on the cholesterol. If you have a gallbladder issue, then work your gallbladder out. But I don't have people follow a diet. I say, if you're going to eat fat, you need at least 200 grams. If you take 200 grams of fat or not, that's up to you. Man, I'll have some you got to do things this way. Not yet. I just hope a lot of people out there learn how to enjoy themselves. Feeling like a badass to themselves. That they don't always need the validation from others to keep it going, to keep strong. And I know this is a very long video, but fuck it. It's too late now. I'm not cutting this out. But I can't wait to get my house done. I can't wait to be inside and start to enjoy life a little bit more and do more lifestyle videos and not come across as so sardonic, pedantic, super strong. How about super fun? Or show the sweeter sides. It's very hard in this period right now when you're taking care of so many animals and so many humans. 3 humans, myself, 6 animals, and they all rely on me, all of them do. So it's kind of weird. I didn't sell a house in California to then buy a house. Everything I do comes out of my pocket. I own used cars. I don't have new cars. I lived in a 320 square foot studio apartment in Hollywood. So everything I do today I come from no money. I come from the opposite of money. And everything that I do, I have to be very smart. That means I'm not going out. I'm not out there. Dating apps don't work for me because I'm too much of an alien. I scare men because just talking about if I say something like this, oh, why'd you leave California? Because people are brainwashed. Not everybody, but a lot of people are brainwashed. I'm not going to wear a diaper on my face. I'm not going to be told what to do. I'm just not. That comes across as oh my God. And then I don't eat, or say, oh, we can go have a glass of wine. I don't drink. And I say it with absolute confidence. I don't drink. Why would I do that? It's toxic. Why is something that's so true so scary? Anyways, yeah. I don't think there's much more to say. For those who are wondering, what's up with this girl? Strictly pickly. I'm not a clamshell person. I love my mandises. But I'm not going to sit and fight with somebody and, what is it? A lot of women, they will micromanage their men because we have more vasopressin. They have more vasopressin. We have more oxytocin. I'm not going to do that. No. I'd rather be best friends with someone. Learn from each other. get excited about life. There's so many things that I want to do that are fun and crazy, and I don't have time to get old. I just don't have time. Comment below, do you feel the same way, or do you think, is it hard to relate to what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. I really love when people are naive about life in the context of wanting to do and try everything, that they're not so jaded that that youth and vitality is gone, because that's also very, very important. Comment below, share this content. Maybe I will do more videos and do stuff story time. I used to do it all the time because I've been traveling so many years. Used to be a pro skater. I'm in the Smithsonian Institute as the first African American, although I'm not all into that. But it is kind of cool anyway, because it was like sort of a white surfer boy sport when I started. Yeah, comment below. Do you relate? Do you not relate? And I'm out. Energy at 57, going on 58. And on this cloudy day, I gotta get back to my land and help the builders at the top of the hill. It is winter. And soon it'll be spring and everything will be green again. And I'm out.